So I am Colette. I'm with Clearwater at Rancharrah,
I've seen that.
and I'm the sales director. So I get to meet families and people like yourself and figure out if we're a good fit for one another. Okay, so some tips on transition. We talk a lot about aging in place and staying at home, but sometimes that's not always the case. And we have to change our perspective and kind of letting go of the fear of losing your freedom. We hope that community living offers you simplification of your life. You're no longer worrying about the day-to-day, the bills, the housekeeping, the cooking, the cleaning, all that good stuff. We take that from you and then offer you that freedom to enjoy the things that maybe you had to give up. Maybe it's care. Maybe you have a long-term disability or a diagnosis that requires a little bit more care down the road, but you want to come into a community and transition age in place. So there's lots of choices that you have. Understanding the difference between independent and assisted living is important. When you go into any kind of independent living, it's a cruise ship on land. I stole that from somebody because it's the perfect definition. You come in, you live your life, you come and participate with what you want, and then you kind of live your life. At some point, you may exceed or you kind of age out of independent living. So you need to know when you're going into that kind of community to ask those questions. When am I going to age out of this community? What is your standard of okay, you've met this, you need more care, you have to exit, because that means another move for you. Assisted living kind of offers the opportunity to add care when you need it. And then communities like myself, we have the ability to transition gracefully into memory support if that is your diagnosis or prognosis of life. So you need to know that you have those choices, knowing that you can shop around. From a salesperson, I guess that doesn't make me a good salesperson, but I don't want you to come into my community if I'm not a good fit for you. So that discovery portion when you go into any kind of community is important. Take the time, always write down what's important to you. I always tell my people, have a top 10. What is the most important things to you in your next chapter? And then go through that with the salesperson or whoever you're meeting. And then you're never going to find a perfect community, but you want to find one that makes the most sense for you. So go ahead and check mark those 10 things. Never tour multiple communities in the same day. You mix them up and then you get confused. So make sure you space those out. I had someone that went on 5 tours in one day. I was the last one and we did not tour. I said, let's go eat. And we sat down and ate together because there was nothing I was going to say that was going to retain in their mind. So, kind of space it out. Give yourself enough time to digest that information. It's a lot. Understanding your financial commitment to senior living is important. So most of us is private pay. Unless you're lucky enough to get in on the long-term care policy, you're going to be privately paying for senior living. Asking the questions of when those rent increases happen is an important question to ask too. And then understanding that asking for help. You have a lot of resources within this community, which is wonderful. Everybody here that's speaking is doing it out of the kindness of their heart. So if you don't have close family members around you, reach out to one of us. We would be happy to direct you to someone that can sit with you and maybe have a different perspective. But if you do have loved ones, get them involved. It takes the ease out of them making that decision when it comes down to a crisis, or maybe you're in the hospital. That's always the hardest case scenario for us to see is, when you're not proactive and we have to move into a reactive state, we can do it. I can move as fast as your physicians on that packet, but it's never easy when your family is making the decision of where you want to live next. So if you can take that burden from them, and then go ahead and say, this, if ever I had to come into a community, is where I want to be. It's simple. It makes things easier. And then I'll do my due diligence and talk about Clearwater at Rancharrah. So we are refined assisted living into memory support. We have a memory support community called Clearbrook. It is a secure community. We age in place. So we have 9 levels of care, hoping to meet you wherever your care levels might land you. We have in-house physical therapy with Empower Me. They'll do occupational and speech as well. So you're not missing your appointments. We'll rehab you in your apartment, in the halls, or wherever we need to do it. And then our biggest thing is caring with dignity. I think that's the most important thing. We have a restaurant called Savor. So we offer a lot within my community to help offer you the next best in your next chapter. So, any questions? Yes.
You mentioned the word rent.
Yes.
Okay. Does your rent include all these things?
All of these
Or do you have
amenities
to pay
here.
extra for these things?
No. So your rent is going to include transportation, the restaurant. You come anytime you want, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We don't charge per meal. Or do we have set meal times? We provide, so care is the extra. So you'll
Care is extra.
Care is extra. So rent, care, med management. Those 3 give you your monthly total. Okay?
Is
But
that a set total or is that changed?
so care,
Depending on the care?
yeah, care is flexible.
Okay.
So like I said, that scale's 1 through 9. So we can meet you wherever you might be at. Maybe you, God forbid, had a fall. You need some extra care when you're coming home. We can add that and then take it away.
And you work with the insurance companies on that?
So no, insurance does not cover your care costs, medication, or your rent.
Okay.
Unless you have, like I
Well,
said,
not
that
rent.
long-term care. Mhm.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other
How
questions?
far is that from the village?
Like 2 minutes. So beautiful area.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Okay.
I do have a question.
Yes.
When you move from one level to the other, do you change rooms?
So our assisted living is all in one area. Clearbrook is right off of our concierge within building. So you don't have to transition to another building, which is sometimes the case in some communities. We have it right in-house. So what's lovely about that is sometimes we have couples, one needing care, one does not, but that transition to memory support's a little bit easier because we have 24/7 access to one another. So hoping to ease that transition, and both of them are getting the needs that they require.
But supposing you are in assisted living and you die, do you have to move somewhere else before you die? I mean, because
No,
yes,
you
they-
age in place. Your apartment's your home. So once you come in, that's your home, unless you ask me to internally transfer to a different apartment because you like the view better. We hope that you stay in place, unless we make that transition to memory support community. Okay?
What kind of physical activity facilities do you have?
So Empower Me has their own setup on the second floor. So they have their own facility in the back of our gym. But we do offer 6 exercise classes a week, 5 different styles, all certified lead. Anything else?
Do you have a schedule of how much it costs?
I do. I can talk more about that in the back, but I do have some information up front too. So you can grab that, scan that, take you to my website. But if you want in person, I'm here. Okay?